guys, my name's Michelle Andrews. This is Zara McDonald and we are co-hosts of the Shameless Podcast. We are here on International Women's Day to have some nitty-gritty conversations, answer some silly questions, but also some serious questions about the stuff that matters to us and matters to women more generally.
And that is exactly why Shameless exists, to have these conversations that often people aren't having in the mainstream. The theme, Mish, of International Women's Day this year, did you know what it is?
Oh God, I was planning on asking you
No,
this.
I jumped in very quickly. I took the lines. The theme for International Women's Day this year is Each for Equal. What does Each for Equal mean to you?
I think Each for Equal means that small actions can come together to have a massive reaction or massive change and spark a whole movement. And I love the idea of individuals coming together and creating a community that is powerful. It's like that idea of taking the power back collectively and actually bringing about change through using your voice largely. And
well, totally.
Feeling free, like you can express your opinions and you can speak up. And I mean, Each for Equal is basically the idea that we should all be invested in equality and we should all care about making things more representative, more diverse, more inclusive. What is it to you?
Yeah, I think it is that idea of individual collectivism, right?
That's the type of stuff we normally cut out of the podcast.
Yeah, when I stumble over my words and actually realise I can't pronounce anything.
And then once you mispronounce one, you mispronounce the next 10.
We move faster now. It is that idea that you can take the power back. We do have some sort of power in these sort of scenarios, but it's not just us. I think the other thing to really focus on when it comes to Each for Equal on International Women's Day is it's not just about Each for Equal meaning women for equal. It's literally about every single person having some sort of vested interest in equality more broadly. And I think it does enter us into a society that is wealthier, more diverse, as you said, and a little more prosperous generally.
Yeah, because privilege isn't just something that affects women, it affects all kinds of human beings. So it's about platforming all different kinds of people. It's not just a gender thing, it's a race thing, a disability thing. There are so many different elements that you can bring into this conversation. And of course we're two white women, so we can bring our opinions, but I think it is important to make it intersectional and just as diverse as we possibly can.
Yeah, and I think International Women's Day is a really good time for us to have these conversations to, yes, platform the cause about female empowerment and female equality, but that equality more generally across the board is very important too.
You chucked me a curly, difficult question to begin with. I've got a fun one to kick things off.
To what?
If you traded places with a man for a day today, what would be the one thing that you'd want to do?
I've thought about this so much, and I'm trying to think about the scenarios where, like, it's so obvious when you're a man and you're a woman. And some of the gender discrimination is far more subtle, right? It's asking for the bill at a restaurant and it being given to the guy that you're with rather than you. But I think the one thing that I'd settled on was going to the mechanic. I often find myself telling the mechanic to call my boyfriend or my dad or my brother when they have to talk about what's getting done to my car, so that I'm not taken advantage of, which is a gross generalization, but something that's quite common for a lot of women.
And I do the same thing, but my boyfriend doesn't know anything about cars. I would back myself that if someone quizzed Mitch and I on cars, I would know more. But I feel like, and I think this is probably proven, lots of women would have experienced this, that if my boyfriend goes to the mechanic assumes he knows more and therefore won't, I don't know, take him for a ride, charge extra.
I mean, I know nothing about cars, so they're taking the right person for a ride.
And I'm sure some mechanics are good. I'm sure not all mechanics are
Well, I have
terrible.
found a good one. The other thing I think I'd do is maybe I'd walk into a nightclub. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I think I would like to sense the experience of a guy and like watch the dynamics of play. I think that was dumb.
That's the one thing where men would just be standing in the line all night.
Surely there are better answers to this. I know people are probably watching this being like, obviously you do X, Y, and Z.
You haven't asked for mine.
What was yours be?
I would just like swing around for a bit. Just like gyrate my hips and see what happens.
That would be...
You know what I mean? You would do that. That would be the first thing. The very first thing you would do if you woke up in a man's body, you'd be like...
Yeah, you'd play around. Cut that. Oh my God, actually cut that. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that at all. I meant like discovery, curiosity. What else have we got?